Glory be to Jesus. We thank God for grace and mercies renewed every morning. I want you to look at the subject of a hardened heart, specifically the Pharaoh's example. You know, Pharaoh hardened his heart. His heart became stony. Now, let's see Exodus chapter 4, verse 21. And the Lord said to Moses, when you go back to Egypt, see that you do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in your hand. But I will harden his heart, so that he will not let the people go. So before even Moses began, we are told in this scripture that the Lord instructed Moses to go and then said he was going to harden Pharaoh's heart. But we need to dissect the scripture carefully. Now, when Moses got to Egypt, he performed several miracles. There was the miracle of the blood, the water turning to blood, the frogs, the gnats, the finger of God, the flies, the livestock dying. But there's one thing God has said he was going to harden his heart. But so let's look at some examples. In Exodus chapter 7, verse 22, then the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantment, and Pharaoh's heart grew hard, and he did not heed them as the Lord had said. So his heart grew hard. Now, before God will say he was going to harden somebody's heart, you should know that already the person was going to act in rebellion. The person was not going to heed the word of the Lord. So God said, this is what is going to happen to the person. Now, his heart grew harder. God did not have a hand in this one. Now, see another example. In Exodus chapter 8, verse 15. But when Pharaoh saw that there was relief, he hardened his heart and did not heed them as the Lord. He hardened his heart. God has said he was going to harden his heart, but what the trajectory, what the progression, the man himself was hardening his heart. So God foreknew that the man was going to act in rebellion, will not hear the word of the Lord, will act in a way, he was going to grow a stony heart. But God had an agenda to deliver his sons from bondage. So this thing was going to be sustained for God to perpetrate his agenda. Now, if you progressively harden your heart, what you are going to do is to cause self-destruction. Upon all the miracles, even one of them, his magician said, this is the finger of God. He still did not budge. Exodus chapter 8, verse 19. Then the magician said to Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. But Pharaoh's heart grew hard and did not heed, just as the Lord had said. So he was on the way to self-destruction. The economy of Egypt was damaged completely, beyond repairs. But look at what happened. Finally, in Exodus chapter 14, verse 8. Now you can even look at Exodus chapter 9, verse 12. But the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh. So now you see that Pharaoh's heart grew, he himself grew a stony heart. Then after everything was damaged, Exodus 9, verse 12 says, but the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not heed them, just as the Lord had spoken to Moses. So he hardened his heart. So God saw the darkness in his heart, and God said, well, I want to take my people out. But if this is the heart, I'm going to help you go down so I can deliver my people. So finally, he said, but the Lord hardened the heart. So if the Bible said God was going to harden somebody's heart, God had already seen a stony heart. And then you go to verse 8 of Exodus chapter 14. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the children of Israel. So after destroying the economy of Egypt through his hardened heart, he finally let the people go. So, destroying the economy, instead of just allowing the people to go, now God hardened his heart so that he could pursue the people. What was God going to do? Now finally the man was going to destroy himself after destroying the economy. If you grow a hardened heart, this is what is going to happen to you progressively. If you don't work on it and it keeps growing, you are going to get to the point where you destroy everything around you and destroy yourself. It is called self-destruction. The flesh will help you do that. Look at Exodus chapter 40 and look at verse 28. Finally, then the waters returned and covered the chariots, the horsemen, all the army of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. Not so much as one of them remained. Progressively, he led them into destruction of the economy and the self-destruction, destroying themselves, dying. I pray that you not get there. If you have a stony heart, if you are growing it progressively, may God grant you grace to work on it so you don't destroy your economy and destroy people around you and destroy your children, destroy your family, destroy relationships progressively till you destroy yourself. This is Pastor Edamado, and God bless you.